This is the story of the marriage bar. Women, but not men, who worked in the Foreign Office would be forced to resign their jobs when they married. This practice continued until 1972.
I became engaged in about Christmas '51, and we got married in June, and we went straight off to Singapore.
But that morning, after we got married, by the evening I was without a job. I had no choice in the matter. I was obliged to, I think technically I resigned. In practice, of course, I was thrown out because they would not at that time have married women in the Foreign Service.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would be surprised to know that, people were forced out of the jobs. I think a lot of people naturally assume that it was the individual's choice.
I went in to see the then Consul General in Johannesburg and said, look, here I am. I have a certain amount of experience in the Foreign Office, the way they work, what sort of job is there for me within the office? I didn't expect to get a job outside the office. And he said, wives do not work. Goodbye. And that was the end of my career.
And I thought, well, what am I going to do? I didn't, I was completely out of my, and the person I knew was my husband, of course, but then I remember the first morning I walked in to pick up the mail and I started walking down towards registry and I was hauled back because I was so used to going into the office, and I was suddenly realised I was cut off from all my previous life.
I took a little time to think, this is not just for now, this is forever, that I shan't be able to work again.
Women, they need to keep their jobs, their careers, not only for financial reasons, but for emotional reasons as well. You need that stability within your own life. Relationships, unfortunately, don't always last forever, and you need to know that you're secure, that you're not feeling as though you need to be trapped within a relationship, that you do have a life of your own as well.
But I was very isolated. This was obviously an isolated job. But I think looking back on it, I did get somewhat depressed. But of course I wasn't allowed, whilst we were abroad, I wasn't allowed to earn a penny. I wasn't allowed to have a paid job.
No, it wasn't, but of course it wasn't fair, was it? Couldn't possibly be seen as fair, judging it now by the 21st century.
Women still feel that pressure to be at home and raise the family, whilst at the same time still wanting to keep a bit of independence and a bit of themselves, really. And having a job and a career is all part of who you are, I think.
And I'd got this ability to speak all these different languages. I felt it was a terrible waste of my ability when they said that was the end of work.
I think women need to make sure that they're aware of what's available, and if they're unsure, the PCS reps in the workplace can offer that guidance.